was your takeaway when you saw this headline yesterday?
Well, I mean, I think we've known that this was coming for a long time. We've seen the company and the Sacklers in talks with the number of the states, and there's certainly been some dispute between the states of what is the right amount, how much should the Sacklers pay, how much of this should come from the company, or was somebody going to try to drive the company into something more dramatic? This appears to be headed towards a resolution. There's still states that haven't signed on. So I don't think that this filing we've seen is, by any stretch of the imagination, the end of this discussion. And it's probably going to be a long discussion in bankruptcy court over what exactly happens with these assets if this proposal goes ahead.
And what does this wind up meaning for the other players? Like, do we take what happened here and move it to J&J, for example?
I think there's a lot of discussion right now about how much you can extrapolate from this. I think Purdue holds a special place in the popular and legal imagination of a lot of people who say these are the guys who helped create the opioid crisis. And, the Sacklers are, in particular for some people, the kind of family villains behind this and so on and so forth. And so I think, it gets difficult to read through what does this mean. Clearly, there are places that would like to see this company disappear. Obviously, they're going to have to rely in any settlement on it continuing to operate to generate the cash to pay this settlement over years and years and years. So I would say it's a little bit tough to extrapolate exactly what it means. I mean, these are court proceedings, potential bankruptcy. Everyone is negotiating. Each company is going to be assigned kind of a different amount of liability depending on this. So, yes, maybe it sets a floor. Maybe the 10 billion number is scary for a lot of folks. And I'm sure we will see some reactions to that in the market today. But I think we're probably, it's tough to get an exact read on what this means.
Also, because J&J, it has the least amount, they sold the least, right? But they're getting penalized in some ways the most.
They did, but they were also responsible for manufacturing a lot of raw ingredients that were used in opioids. I mean, that was kind of at the crux of the Oklahoma case that we saw wrap up just a little bit ago. And so, there's also the question of the distributors and some of the other manufacturers. It's going to be a lot to figure out here in the coming weeks and months.